coffee drinkers. I don't know where I get all my energy from.
Yeah, I think you just high. I guess you just have high energy. That's all. I
Probably.
see you just a bright, energetic person with that smile because you
Yeah.
can't stop smiling, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. I
Well,
love it.
and I worked out earlier and then I get my sleep. So,
Mm.
yeah.
So before I go to the particulars,
Hmm.
because I did my research and
Oh,
you done a lot. How long have you been doing this, babe?
so on and off. Okay, so I started, well, I've been doing this like all my life, but professionally. So I started in 2018. So that was with the site called Flirt for Free. And
Hmm.
then I was like on and off. But then when the pandemic hit,
Hmm.
2020, I really went full force. I founded a site called Sexy Jobs, and then it just
Hmm.
went off from there. Someone sent my stuff to Hustler, and then it just shot off.
Yeah,
So,
because one hustler is not one. You don't see a lot of black girls in hustler.
no.
Yeah. I keep it real on my podcast. Just let people know
Yeah.
so you understand. I don't pull no punches.
Yeah.
So how did it feel to be one of a few black girls to actually grace, the covers of not the cover, but the pages of Hustler?
Yeah,
You
I'm
know.
actually in a few of them. So I'm in the anniversary issue, the March
Mm-hmm.
issue. I have a 5-page spread in the Beaver Hunt
Mm-hmm.
magazine that they have, and then I'm in Barely Legal, and I'm running for Beaver of the Year.
Oh
So,
my God! So did they find you through Sexy Jobs
so
or?
okay, so it's so funny with Sexy Jobs. You'll have people like hitting you up. So this person was like, they hit me from a California number, and they
Mm-hmm.
were like, this is Hustler, boom, boom, boom. This is Playboy TV. So then
Mm-hmm.
I emailed them, and then I got an email from the editor, which is Morgan Tex Hagen, and I thought it was fake. Like he was
Mm-hmm.
like, send the release, and I was like, this is fake. And then I got the check in the mail, and I was scared to cash it. So I was scared to deposit it. So I went to a check cashing place.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, do I really want them to take this check if it is from Hustler? But I
Mm-hmm.
got the magazines in the mail, and
Mm-hmm.
that was that. So I was like, oh, this shit is.
So did they? Okay, did they take the pictures, or you get someone to take the picture you
Oh
submitted?
no, I all the pictures that you see, I take them. So on a tripod, on my iPad. The ones that you saw in Hustler, I took those
Mm-hmm.
on my iPad, and then the rest
Mm-hmm.
that you see, I take on my phone because I used to be a class photographer in school, and
Oh.
I was trying to find photographers on Sexy Jobs, but half of them it just was kind of sketchy. I was like, that just
Yeah, because a lot of them, I keep saying that 95% of the men that get in our business is lames.
yeah. And you can kind of feel the vibe. Like one guy
Mm-hmm.
I talked to, he was like, I told him the vision that I wanted because I actually wanted to be in Hustler, but
Mm-hmm.
by the grace of God, that person sent me the stuff to, send my photos in. And I was like, this is the vision that I want. And then he was like, no, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna put some body oil on you. And I'm like, what? I don't want, all right, like, no. So, I did it myself. And even if I gotta like pose, all
Yeah.
crazy, I go to bed sometimes and my shoulder blades are hurting, but all the pictures you see, I take myself. I don't play no games. Like if I want something done right, I do it myself.
Hey,
So
there's nothing wrong with that. And with that
yeah.
being said, people, welcome to the Smokers Lounge here on Anchor, the perfect app for anyone trying to start their own podcast career. All you got to do is go to anchor.fm, get yourself a profile, download the app on your phone, and start podcast today. I'm your host, Kevin Alva Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Y'all know what it is. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn Rap Star. Let me tell you about 4 wonderful sponsors that we have for this podcast. The first one being the Facebook of the LS community. I'm talking about lswirl.com. Next up, the hottest adult mag on the web, people. I'm talking about eroticismmagazine.com. And next up, and black owned. For you content
Yes.
creators, 90% profit. No hashtag issues, and they even offer healthcare. And for you consumers, a new place where you consume your triple X content to your heart desires. I'm talking about xsitebunny.com. I'm gonna say it again for you. xsitebunny.com. Now, last but not least, nominated, award winning, also black owned, the hottest new wave in sensual as well as spoken word porn in the game. I'm talking about Blush Erotica. So go to blusherotica.com. Go ahead and get yourself a subscription and see some of the hottest adult film stars that you love on their site. And not only while you're watching them get fucked, you also get to hear some hot erotic poetry over the fucking. That's better than that corny music that we used to listen to back in the 80s. So go to blusharaka.com and get yourself a subscription. Also, proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. So go over to shopgwdistrict.com and buy products from over 500 black-owned retailers, shops, and boutiques. Also, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday mornings, find me on fullyswapradio.com. Also, check me out on skyhawkafterdarktv.com, as well as the BGP LLC app on their SGP radio. Say that 5 times fast. Now we got through the particulars. I'm going to step back and let this podcaster, YouTuber, pinup model, content creator, as well as female dom with a sexy smile and a banging body, introduce herself. Go ahead, baby.
Hi, I'm the one and only Aspen Cavalli, the hottest mommy. How are you?
And yes, you see, she giving us much energy. That we like, because even when I was doing porn, that's why I love the female. Used to come on set and smile and come with a lot of positive energy. Everything. Excuse me, can you please show off your outfit to my listeners, please?
Oh, yeah. Viewers? So I got on, like, I don't know if you can see. So I got on, like, this mesh, and then I have, like, the set.
And she got a nice booty, too.
I do my squats.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So your brand is very multifaceted, and because you guys see that you do a lot. Your main function is really pin up and webcam girl, for the most part. Okay, most definitely. So everybody can get an idea where she is in the spectrum of the sex work world, porn world, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So now back to Hustler, because I know you were just stoked that you was in Hustler.
I was excited. I was excited. Like the editor and I, we emailed back and forth, and he was just like, they love you, and I get my issues sent, and it just seemed so surreal because I always wanted to be in it. Like I used to speak when I lived, in my old neighborhood, and I used to go to Rite Aid, and I'm like, oh, what's that? And people, they would see me and like, she's gay. And I'm like, no, I'm just admiring, because I used to look at King, Don Diva, and stuff like that. Yeah. Right? And I was young, but I'm just like, these girls are like so gorgeous, and, they embody confidence. And where I live, you kind of didn't see that. So it's just like, when you tried to embody that, you were different.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because even to the point, you had more magazines. You had, even on the black side, you had Black Tales, you had Players Magazine, which was our version of Playboy. Period, and everything. And with the magazines gone, there's no pinup work for ladies as much.
Right.
Period. And I see that, Playboy still, do their pinup thing and have girls. I had talked to a couple of girls that deal with Playboy. Yeah. And like I said, even with Hustler. And like I said before, Hustler has not been one to put black girls in it so much. So you're like, which even makes it more special that you have been featured, because you're one of a few black girls over the years that have been in their pages.
Yeah.
So, and then also you was on Naked News. Now I got to hear about this, because I've never talked to anybody that done Naked News.
Oh my gosh! So I found out about that through Hustler. So a few of the girls, who did I see on there? I saw Frankie Kennedy in Hustler, and then also Laura Desiree is on the cover of the anniversary issue, which I'm in. And so I saw it, and I was like, "What is Naked News?" So they're like this cute, fun naked news channel based in Canada. So I'm bold. I'm like, and I didn't have much of a following. Now I think I have like 800 and something followers. Yeah. But before I just had like no followers. I want to say like maybe 40 or 50. So I reached out to the producer, and I emailed him, and he was like, okay, send in your audition. So I actually did this before I had to work a liquor brand ambassador job. So I'm literally sitting and then like I had to get like nude, and then I had to edit it. So I did all of this before I went to my next job. And then he got back to me months later, and he was like, we love it. And I'm like, what? And he was like, welcome to Naked News. So I got
Oh
paid for
shit.
this shit, like just like that. But you know, I wrote like what I had down. So I always
Mhm.
keep an outline because you know
Mhm.
you hear people and they're like, you know, I do it, you know, off the dome. I
Mhm.
like to plan stuff out. So I'll literally plan. I have stuff planned out until like March, like content.
Mhm.
Things I'm gonna say. I throw like little commercials on my Twitter. I don't know if you'll see it. Like I'll be like, click the link above, commercial there. And I know you're probably like, this girl is so crazy, but it works because
Yeah.
repetition. If you constantly see that, you know, you see Shaq on the, you know,
Mhm.
commercials, you're
Mhm.
like, okay, the General Motors. So I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
come book your virtual dates with Aspen. So they
Mhm.
loved it. And they love my energy. Have you seen my segments on there?
I've done my research. Yeah, like I
Yeah,
said, I did my research
yeah,
because I was like, because like I said, you have a very extensive brand, you know, period. Because you do, cause I see you do a lot, and your brand encompasses a lot, you
yeah.
know, period. Which we're gonna get into each piece of that as we do the
Okay.
show, you know, period. And once again, recurring theme, you're getting in spots where most black girls don't get in,
I'm
you know,
hearing.
period.
I'm
And naked news is one of them because I never, hardly ever seen a sister on naked news. When I saw you, I was like, she got on naked. The fuck? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and they outsourced it.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So they allowed you to do it yourself. So speak to getting in places where your color tone normally
Mhm.
don't get.
So what do you mean? Just how I do it, or?
No, just in general. You know, period. Your thoughts on.
So this I've been like this my entire life. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
literally like if I see a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm based in Maryland. So we have this restaurant downtown in Harbor East. So it's Uzo Bay, Apropos. You got all the high class restaurants. I go busting up in there. I be the
Mm-hmm.
only black person. I'm like, if I want to eat, I want to eat. So I always, you know, look at every opportunity like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I could see and I did see that on Naked News. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
dang, not really a lot of us on there. Let me bust through, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I just that's what I do. And you know, you'll face
Mm-hmm.
like little shit here and there,
Yeah.
but it's just like I'm here and what. You know, but the girls were nice. The girls were
Yeah.
nice, but you still have to deal with that. I always kind of had my guard up
Mm-hmm.
just in working with jobs and even being a brand ambassador. Like I'm a
Yeah.
liquor promo girl, which I'm about to quit. But before then, it was a lot of white girls. And my
Yeah.
mom was like, you doing that? And even people would come to me, they was like, we don't see a lot of sisters doing that. I'm like, well, I'm here. Y'all want this liquor?
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. But then I'm breaking down barriers
Mm-hmm.
for other girls to come in because it seems like people are scared. They're like, it kind of scares people off, like, oh, I'm not that complexion. No, you better get up in
Yeah.
there. You better
Yeah,
get that money.
because I think a lot of times girls don't take the time to just send in or
Yeah,
inquire because they might get it.
yeah,
Because also part of it with you is you fit the look of woman that they would have, size wise, built wise, and the whole nine. Take away you being a sister.
right.
You feel what I'm coming from? Because there's certain type female that they're looking for, busty, nice ass, you know, certain size. I mean, let's keep it 100, you know, period. Especially hustler. You know, now hustler has been known to deal with plus size females,
They
but
have
that
them.
yeah, but you know their game is really the smaller girls.
Right.
You know, period. So, do you think that
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason what also helped them decide to run with you
Mm-hmm.
is how you move and the pictures that you take? What I mean by it is
Mm-hmm.
you shoot like a pinup, you carry yourself like a pinup.
Yes.
When I look through your pictures, we're not just seeing little selfies of you like, you know, no, we're seeing professional grade looking shit. Do you think that really helped them with naked news, for you to get naked news as well as hustler?
Yes. And you know, my saying is, and you probably seen it everywhere, I learned from the OGs, not IGs. So
Yeah.
I study. So I
Mm-hmm.
have like, you know, and it comes naturally too, but you also, it's good to study. So if you're a
Mm-hmm.
rapper, you need to be listening to Wu-Tang. You need to be listening to the greats. You can't just go on I look at what the OGs did and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me see, you know, I'm not copying the recipe, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring high fashion shit, but
Mm-hmm.
also make it hoe at the same time because
Yeah.
sometimes it's too much hoe. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that sounds crazy, but I'm just like, I want to have it to where as though, you know, because Little Kim is like my inspiration. So when I'm taking, I'm like, let me, like, I don't know if you've seen on my podcast,
Yeah.
I take and I'm doing the squat. So I'm like, let me just do some high fashion shit, but at the same time, make it hoe. So you gotta like know that mix. So I think that's where that comes from too, because I'm just like, okay, you can show tits, you can show ass, but it's like, it's the way you do it.
It's a class behind it. It's a class behind it.
It's the way like you know, arch your back. It's just the way you do it.
Because the point is, the more money you look, and you know, the more you generate money.
Right.
Because it's more than girls posing with a dildo, their toes curled, shit, this, that, and the third. No, because we get desensitized to that. What catches us if she looks like a pinup? It's psychology. It's like memes. People remember the song memes. This is why I'm hot. That's why his shit went platinum, because he told you he was hot, and we took that and ran. You know, period. So speak to ladies investing in their look.
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
No, investing in your look.
Okay, so my look is just like you said, it's money. And I also look at the colors. Like, I'm not ragging on anybody, but I know my taste. So like even today, like I'm on your show. I'm like, okay, let me do an all black. I'm not gonna come with a hot pink top, ring that. I'm not gonna do that. Because that's like, okay, yeah, you just gotta look expensive, and that's it. And I think that's why I'm in the certain spaces too that I'm in, because I look like money. And you gotta, even if you don't have no money, look like money. You can't go wrong with all black. And you know, a few girls, they did hit me up in the DMs. I have a guy, he's actually DC based, and you know, he's a companion, and he was like, can you help me? Well, this guy, he had his ass cheeks out, and I'm like, just show a little ab. That's it. You gotta look like money. So that's what it is. Invest in your look, invest in quality pieces, invest in, working out, your skin, your health. Like, that's all important. I mean, you can get the ass shots, you can get your tits done, but your smile, like you complimented me on my smile. Work done. I still got it. I whiten my teeth. I use straws. If you smoke weed, try not to use the rolling paper. Use a glass bowl, because you don't want to stain your lips. Like, it's you are your brand. Your entire body from your head to your toes. Yeah.
So now with that, of course you're a webcammer or what have you. How often do you webcam? And tell us about your webcamming.
I just tweeted about that. So I literally fell asleep on webcam last night. Let me say, so it's dependent. So I was doing it 7 days a week, because that's when it was really popping, especially during the height of the pandemic. Now it's like, I want to say 2 to 3 days. And I have like my own individual clients. So they'll like email me. I have a guy based in Canada, another guy in Australia, and he'll be like, they'll be like, when you're on, I'm like, okay, I'll get on. What time you get off of work, et cetera, et cetera. I prefer it that way. Last night I went to sleep. And some people enjoy that because they have somnophilia. I think that's like a kink with And I was like, oh my gosh. So it's probably like maybe 2 to 3 days. I really enjoy doing like sexting, phone sex, because it's always like popping. And a lot of people don't have that privacy to open up the website.
Yeah, because I think a lot of girls sleep on the phone sex. I mean, I talked to a lady that done, many ladies that do that or what have you. And it's kind of like, because they're so stuck with the video, they forget a complete market of fans that just want to talk to you. They want to hear the audio. They want to hear your voice. They want the fantasy. They don't want to watch it. They want to be able to imagine themselves, but hear you talk about it.
Yeah. And they want you to create. And I'm a writer too. So I wrote some stuff for Arouser. That's one of the other platforms I first started working on too. And they really gave me a shot. They want you to create that picture. They're like, what are you wearing? What's your, waist size? What's your cup size? Where are you sitting? So you really got to go into detail, but it's a lot of money, and it's a great, it's a gold mine, really. So,
most definitely. Now, let's get to the good questions, because I know what everyone want to ask. All right. Now, I always had, in your situation, what I have not noticed that you don't do boy girl. So the question that I have to ask, because I'm pretty sure you got hit up about it.
Oh,
on more than one occasion.
by
Probably
people.
by top talent and everything.
Yes.
You know, why is it that you don't want to necessarily do boy girl? Or is it something that you plan to eventually get into, or is something that you're not even worried about doing? You know,
Okay, I knew you were going to ask that. So it's one, I'm picky. Two, I'm not really interested in it now, just because I'm so used to being by myself doing
mm-hmm,
solo content.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, it just never it never crossed my mind until people started DMing me. I'm talking about like the Denzels and Hallie of
yeah,
Florida. I even
yeah,
had a retired, I can't even say his name, but he blowing up my phone, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh. I'm like, what? Because I just left a comment. If you go on my Twitter, you'll do your snooping, and you'll be
Yeah,
like, bitch, what? Like,
yeah.
so yeah, I'm just like, I'm just so in my bubble. Maybe in the future, and I'm known to shake things up. So I'll probably be like, okay, I want Misty Stone. I want Slayher Jax or Jack Slayher. I always get his name mixed up. And I want this person. I want that person. And I know they'll probably be like, who is this bitch? She haven't even, but that's just who I am.
Mhm.
And
Well, I mean, because you already done Hustler and Naked News. I already know you already on the hot seat.
uh,
Because of that, just because of that. Because one, like I said, Hustler is very particular about who they grab.
I can't
Naked
pick.
News is very particular about who they grab. So with these top male talents, yeah, they're gonna jump after you because you done top of the line shit. So it's kind of like, okay, plus ain't the one shot with you yet. So the race to be the first one to break her porn cherry
Yeah.
is going to be interesting. But the other part of it is um one, is there a need to do it? Because you make money.
Yeah.
It like your money's not predicated off your content.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure your main money is the sex pamphlet
Yes.
and the camming, period. And probably if you happen to do in-person dom, okay?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So to a certain extent, do you worry that if you do boy girl, it will hurt your base?
I don't think so. I just think that more people will expect more.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna say, well, do this and do that. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what I don't think it'll hurt. I think it'll actually help it skyrocket.
Yeah, because you haven't done it yet. So when you finally do it and you start doing it, it's going to it's how can I put this? It's the shock value of it because she finally did it.
Yeah, like finally.
Yeah, period. So it's kind of like it's gonna make them jump away have you. But the thing you have to worry about is when you don't have to worry about it, because I would tell females doing when it comes to your boy girl stuff, how extreme you get is depending upon your comfortability and what you normally do in your sex life.
Right.
Like I tell female, if you don't do anal in your sex life, don't try to get bold and try to get that money
Yeah.
and do it on camera because you're going to embarrass yourself. Because what people don't realize when we on camera, especially for a girl, there's a mental prep, there's a physical prep that you have to do for some of these scenes,
Oh
whether
yeah.
it's anal training, taking an enema.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers even got a food type regimen that they do before they do a shoot.
Right.
Period. So it's more to it than just get in front of the camera and fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So it's kind of like I said, with you, like I tell anybody, if it's something that you don't do, everything else you do better be so damn good that they forget about it.
Right.
Period.
I think it's just because it's just been me and my toys and just
Mm-hmm.
myself, and I don't know. I just never thought about inviting anyone back in that space. Not that I don't want to, like the guys that hit me, I'm like, oh, you're one of the legends, or oh, you hitting me up, or I got a lot of like big adult film stars following me. I'm like,
I'm pretty sure you gorgeous as hell. Shit,
thank
my ass would have. If I was still active, I would have hit you up talking about trying to shoot. What the fuck? For content.
yeah,
Period. But content in the female anyway, you want to deal with professionals. So if you're gonna cut your teeth, you want to cut your teeth with the big boys if you can.
right.
Period. Because if you try to do it with someone that's new, it may not turn out well. That's why I said iron sharpens iron. So with that, because you say you do a lot of solos, how often do you film? your solos? And what is your favorite go-to toy for your solos?
Oh, okay. My favorite go-to toy. So I love pink, even though I'm wearing black. I love my pink butt plug and my pink dildo. That's my favorite. So I have a black one. I have the double one, but I love my pink one just because that was my first one, and I'm just like, oh, this is the OG. Like I love that. And how often do I film? So like I said, I plan out. So it could be it was like October and I'm already filming stuff for, December, January. I have a few videos on Fab House. I want to say like 2 because I'm so busy like on the phones and
Yeah, I checked you on Fab House. You need to put more on Fab
I
House.
know, I
Let
know.
you know. You really do. I'm just being honest with you.
Or I'm doing custom. So I do like a lot of custom. So people like email me and they're like, can you do this? And can you say my name doing this? And I'm like, okay. So I get more custom requests and I'm just like, oh shit, I gotta post on Fab House. Like, and it looks like I'm being lazy or I'm just scattered all over the place. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I just filmed these customs. So
well, I mean, but that's part of the thing that I talk about on my show is expanding your repertoire of your goods and services. Period. The more ways that you generate money, the more checks you get.
Right.
Period. Because you customs pay well. If you're able to tap into that market, you're great. Hell, dick rating pays
I
well.
that humiliation.
Yeah, what I'm saying? Small dick humiliation. Yes, yes, you got the big deal, the small deal. This is you. This is what I need, you piece of shit, and they pay for that shit. A lot of girls don't tap into the fetish market.
Yeah, and that's what I really want to tap into. So I really want to tap into like that domination because I have guys telling me, can you tell me like I'm a piece of shit or can you make fun of my penis or can you? And I'm like, okay, well I'm already bossy and I can humiliate you, so why not? Like whatever.
I feel okay. So with your solos, how creative do you get? Because a lot of times, ladies, they get repetitious with it. They just throwing some lingerie and just fucking with themselves. And I tell anybody, you don't want to bore your fan base. So
And
what? Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. So to me, I feel that even if a female doing solos, you need to be creative. You need to come up with little scenarios that you can play out. Even though yes, you're fucking yourself,
Right.
it's still you fucking yourself
Mm-hmm.
in hopes that he imagining that is the deal. He's the deal though.
Yes. And I'm glad that you said that. I'm very client based. So, I've worked in customer service my entire life. So it's really all about the customer. And I'm just like, okay, like you said, let him think that he's invited into this space. So I don't get repetition. So I'll be like, tell me your name, tell me what you want me to say. And then he's like, I felt like I was really there. So I'll like add in a lot lollipop or I'll be like, okay, what's your favorite song? Sometimes I get out of that. I'm so slick sometimes. So I'll be like, what's your favorite song? So one guy, he was like a guy in corporate and he like number one stunner. He
Yeah.
like he like that. And he was like, I just want you to dance to it. And I was like, what if I twerk? And he was like, all right. And I was like, okay. And I'm gonna say your name while I'm twerking. And I got out of that. And that was a custom. So it's all about working your mouthpiece. That's it.
You ain't never lied out this piece, because so with the web, because of course with the webcamming, so people understand, and we always talk about this. Webcamming fan base is different from content fan base. Also, the split money wise is totally different.
Yes.
So speak to how you navigate both sides of the fence when it comes to fan bases, as well as the percentages and money that's made. And before you answer, so my people can understand this, is that webcamming is live in person, right then and there.
Yes.
Versus, content, you filmed it, it dropped at a later date. So now you got to be more entertaining when it comes to camming. Plus, like I said, the camming percentage goes in the favor of the cam company, while content goes to our favor. So speak to all that.
Okay, so I had to maneuver through a bunch of camming sites. So I started on Flirt for Free. Then I was on Bonga Cams. Then I was on Cam Soda. And I was on a bunch of them. And what I liked about Arouser and what I liked about Sex Panther is more intimate. So you want to find those that are more intimate. Even if you're like on X Hamster, because I'm on X Hamster and people
Mhm.
are waiting for me to go live on there. I'm like, I'm going to be on there, but you want to make sure that you get most of your chunk, because I didn't like
Mhm.
the whole token bullshit. I didn't like it. I'm like, I can't. I keep it real. People and a lot of girls, because I have girls asking me, and
Yeah.
I'm like, they're like, oh, is it like a get rich quick scheme? I don't know what, like, if you see like my room, I don't have like all the fancy smancy stuff. Cause at first I was thinking about doing it, and I'm like, dang, I'm gonna be putting out all this money to just be getting paid in tokens. Like, I can't do that. I mean, cause nobody said it yet. I'm the
Yeah.
one, I'm problematic. But I'm just like, I don't see how y'all doing it. So I need something that's more intimate where I can set up my prices.
Mhm.
I remember one time I think I was on Bonga Cams, and I'm like, I only got 3 tokens. Like, I got on this bad lingerie, I got my hair done, I got all this, and what is tokens? I can't do that. So, you gotta maneuver, but you'll
Yeah,
see.
actually.
And I think that's where, that whole selling the fantasy, or because
Yeah.
some girls are ambassadors, me being a brand ambassador, you selling the dream, you're like, oh, join this webcam, platform, and you can make all
Mhm.
this money. No, I didn't. But when I joined the more intimate,
Mhm.
platforms, that's when I was seeing my money. So you want to go for the more intimate ones, and where you're going to get your chunks of money, not because this website is trying to sell you this and that. No, because you can't
Mhm.
do that with tokens. I know I couldn't. I didn't make any money. It
Mhm.
was just a lot of people, like, to me, in those rooms, it's a lot of freeloaders.
Mhm. Oh
To
yeah.
me, yeah,
Yeah, because in webcam you got to talk the money out of it.
right.
Versus with content, they it is what they're looking for.
Yeah,
Versus I got to coach these guys to tip. I got to coach these guys to go private. I got
yeah,
to coach these guys to do what have you. Meaning that you got to actually be entertaining as fuck.
right. And you know what? It's like, I didn't have time for that. I remember being on, because I can get a little ratchet, actually a lot ratchet. So I was on Cam
Look,
State.
I hear the Baltimore accent, so go ahead.
And
Shouts out to my girl
you're
Quincy Rowe. I'm
smart.
sorry, I love the Baltimore accent. I found it so goddamn sexy. Soon as you said room, when she says room, I said, "Oh, she's a
And wait,
Beatmore girl."
Bobby,
I knew how I liked you.
you are smart, because on my interviews it says Towson, right?
Yeah,
But you knew I was from Baltimore East.
I got family in Baltimore.
You got family in Baltimore.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All at Randallstown. God dang it, they used to stay in the PJs by Morgan State. Come on,
Oh
now.
my
I know
goodness.
about Baltimore. Baltimore, Maryland.
Well,
You
if you
see, I
ever
heard.
come down, we gotta hang out.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. For sure. You damn sure right. In person and a photo shoot. I'm do photo
Oh
shoot.
yeah. All right.
Sure. But
But what were
uh,
we talking about? Hold on, we got lost. Oh yes, I was on Cam Soda, and
yeah.
this guy was like, I was like, all right, guys, so I'm about to go private. Okay,
Mhm.
tip, or saying my little thing, and he was like, I ain't tipping you shit. He just got real rude, and I said, what the fuck, like that. So my thing had to shut off, and I was like, oh, am I being monitored? I said, y'all
Yeah.
need to get y'all people. I said, see, this why I don't come on here. Like
Mhm.
this it. So I went back to Arousal, Sex Panther,
Mhm.
and just my personal, I'll be like, here's my email, we can Skype. So I'll be like, we can
Yeah.
Skype, send me a Spank Pay, send me a Cash App.
Mhm.
So yeah, but I couldn't do all that. Kudos to the girls who have the patience. I can't. I need my
So
money.
now wait, hold on. Before I even go into the brand ambassador, see, it what really made me like her even more is that she's a pod mom. Because she has a podcast. I was like, wait a second. I said, I looked and saw she had a podcast, YouTube channel, but a podcast. And then when I saw, I said, oh, so tell us about your podcast.
So my podcast, and wait, sidebar. So I'm making bonus episodes, and I'm gonna shout yours out because I have a lot of people in other countries
Yeah.
that listen to my podcast. So it's basically like the Diary of Aspen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the side that people don't get to see. One time I was working an event, and a guy came out. He was a barber, and he was like, I want your number. I sent him my podcast,
Yeah.
and I was like, if you want to know about me, and then we could talk about that. Cause yeah, I don't have time for the whole what's your favorite color with I got like you can listen to my podcast. You know, if you read up on your favorite sports player, you already know about, I'm gonna just name Ray Lewis. You already know about Ray. You're not gonna go to Ray and be like, I want to know more about you, Ray. You already know about Ray. You're gonna come to him with a conversation. That's it. So I'm like, come to me with some conversation, and you get to know the more intimate side of me. So it's kind of like MTV Diaries, but with Aspen.
So what made you decide to do a podcast? Because a lot of our colleagues, a lot of porn stars are now getting into the podcasting lane, which I call the porn podcasting genre. So what made you decide to do a podcast?
Okay, so that was actually my second one. So my first one, I had literally told everybody about it. I played it for family. And you know, when you get so much feedback and it's like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. And I'm not one to look for feedback, if that makes sense. Like I told her, and I was just like, oh, okay, you know what? Scratch that. And I had got disencouraged, but I was running. So I watched this, you know, Damon Dash, because I like Damon Dash, no matter what people say.
He's one of my favorites too. He's a trip. He say it's a real shit though.
He do. He dropped gems, and I'm like, let me get these before he start charging. Before he wake up and be like, oh, subscribe. So I'm running, and he was like, you know, being an entrepreneur, you're gonna feel pain. And I mentioned this in my podcast, and I was like, Dad, I really wanted to do it. I got upset, and I was like, Dad, this shit suck. But then I said, let me go back and let me put my realness, my rawness in the podcast. Like it's kind of like my diary, and I'm like, I'm gonna put some true stories in there. People, they'll listen to it and they're like, this shit isn't real. And I'm like, it is real. They're like, you didn't tell me this. I'm like, I'm putting it into my craft, my work. Yeah. So that's what we want to do it. I just wanted to share, you know, another part of me. So it's not just all about sex. It's like, yeah, this is what happened to me. Or this is how you can gain more confidence or move on from the past. It's kind of like having an everyday conversation with me.
Yeah, because the thing with actually anybody, people want to hear our stories.
They do, yeah.
Because they're people that can relate to it or they're interested in it, you know, period.
We're human.
Yeah, and it humanizes us even more. Because in years past, we didn't have outlets that allowed us to be humanized.
Yeah.
Because like if you hear when podcasters talk about porn or newscasters, I'll never forget when the Stormy Daniels shit hit me with Trump. The first thing, she makes money by laying on her back. No, she makes money by laying on her back in front of a fucking camera, motherfucker. Say it right.
Right.
You know, she is a mother. She is married. You know what I'm saying? She has a life outside of porn. Right. You know, period. Some of us have 9 to 5s that we work. Not everybody's able to do this full time or what have you.
I got different jobs here and there.
Yeah, you know.
And I know, I'm just saying, I kind of wanted to piggyback on that because when I did know about like adult film stars, like one of my favorites, I love Misty. I always talk about Misty. I love you, Misty.
That's my baby.
I love her. I think I would faint. But when I heard about August Ames passing, and I tried to talk to another person about it at work, I was like, damn, my favorite like porn star died, like she by suicide. They just like, you actually know the names, they just be fucking. And I'm like, that it's a person, like that was my girl, like because she did other stuff outside of that as well, but still that's like, she's still a person, that's her job. It just did, when I heard that comment, it kind of made me want to like, you know, keep it to myself about what I knew about the industry. This is before I jumped full force into it, and I'm just like, all right. But you know, I get what you're saying about she just lay on her back. No, she's a mother.
Because like one of the things that got me to interviewing other porn stars, which I was already doing, but really what sealed it for me was Fresh and Fit. Listen to one of their podcasts when they had Kevin Samuels on there. And okay, I get females gonna go on there, whatever, because they want to go viral. But when you're asking them questions about, well, do you think about investing? Do you think of this? If you want to get a true conversation that teaches people, get females in the industry that's already doing that.
Right.
Because then now you're making it seem like porn stars are fucking dumb as shit.
Right.
Because a
And
lot of
don't.
these OnlyFans girls, they're not thinking about 5 years down the line. They're barely thinking about tomorrow. Actually, they're doing it just to get a burping bag. But you never
Right.
heard that from me. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why it's kind of like it's imperative for us to have podcasts. It's imperative for us to do these spaces. It's imperative for us to do these IG lives where we're talking about the business so people can one see it ain't that easy.
It's not.
It's not that easy. It's a lot of goddamn work. It's a 9 to 5 beyond to itself.
Oh
No
yes.
matter where you fall on the spectrum. Go ahead.
Sometimes I'm up till like 4 in the morning, and like I just told you, I would sleep. I think I would sleep the whole time. I think I would sleep for like a couple of hours, like 3, because I was just knocked out. I'm like, but I still got tip. And he was like, "You look so sexy, sleep." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I could not keep going to sleep." So, but
Oh no, I heard that happen. Oh no, it was on rude.com. This is for all my old school people to know what rude.com is. These girls are doing a girl on girl show. They won't get they were barely getting tipped.
right.
They happened to go to sleep and left the camera on. Woke up, they done made $2,000
Damn.
in their sleep. Because yeah, it's a voyeurism behind it. And it watching you sleep. You
Yeah.
know, because some guys get off on that. People don't realize the fetishes that you don't think about are
That
some
you
of the
do.
money-making fetishes in the world. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
leave your webcam on while you taking a damn sleep and you snoring. That motherfucker tipping like, oh, I'm loving her snore. I'm loving
She don't
her
watch.
snore. God, she got snot bubbles. I love it.
She's snoring.
You know, feet, of course, everyone know about the feet fetishes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Fetishes, that's why I tell anybody, for you to make money in this business without sucking a dick or fucking a dick, you
Yeah.
either do extreme fetishes or you're very good at webcamming.
Right. And I've been getting into, speaking of the fetishes, a lot of guys, because I've been doing my squats and hitting the gym, they're like, "I'm so weak for your ass, like ass fetish." And I'm just like, okay. Like,
I mean, shit, working out butt ass naked
yeah.
makes money,
I've
period.
done naked workouts on Naked News on my naked live streams. I got to get back on there. The producer, he Skyped me and he was like, "When are we going to get more content?" And I got to do like my Naked News segment. But the thing is, this is what I told him. I was like, I'm in Maryland. I'm in Baltimore. Like, I took them to the cheesesteak shop because that's just me. Like, I'm like, all right, we're going to go here because I've known this guy all my life, like before I grew tits. Like, and then, I'm going to make some cupcakes. And I told him I was going to go to this restaurant. He was like, "All right, can we stop with the food?" And I'm like, "Well, it's all food." I was like, "So, I can go out of town and stuff like that, but it's just, it's really no more clubs here. Like the club scene is gone." So, yeah, but yeah, he's been on my case about that. I'm like,
so with Naked News, would they pay you for your videos? Just you know what I'm saying? And basically, what you do? You just like showing them places nude, or you doing a conversation nude, or you actually doing a live type sex show nude?
So what I do is I record it while I'm there. So with the first segment, I was nude before I got to the place, and then afterwards I'm nude because in certain places you can be nude. I know Canada is fine with nudity. I know I watched some of Laura's segments. Well, actually most of the segments, and she'll like, I think it's so funny, but it's so cute. She'll be like, "Yeah, guys, because I'm in the library," and she'll try to look and then show her boobs. But I'm like, you can't, not here. So like, hey, I'm not getting, y'all gonna pay my bail because I'm not, and expunge my record because I can't do that here. Not here. So yeah, it's usually I start off back at my place nude, and then I'm taking you guys on a tour, and then I'm back at my place nude. A girl in Romania does it. Her name is Taylor Lee because I don't think she can be like fully nude in Romania. So it's a certain place. Yeah. Like when I saw that they were like fully naked, like butterball naked in Canada, I was like, wow, they are really lax. Like,
we the only country we one of the many countries that are still prude as much as we want to pretend
but
like
still
we're
obsessed with sex stuff. But still obsessed.
Yeah.
But
Oh my God. So people, you know what time of the show it is. It's the time of the show where the pussies go dry and the dicks go limp. Let's talk about the business. So now with because like I said, you one that don't do boy girls. So throw that out there. With one, let's begin with you have multiple platforms that you put your stuff on. You make it a point to do that.
Yeah.
Speak to the reasoning behind that, because a lot of girls sometimes get comfortable with just having OnlyFans and not realizing that there's a whole bunch of platforms that you could be making money off of.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So I expressed this in my bonus episode. I literally I had OnlyFans before it became mainstream. So I had that. I think I was working at Sunglass Hut, and I was like, "How can you make money?" Because I was already sending like news to coworkers. Like I was terrible. I was like, "Yeah, so I need $100. You want to see this, that, just for booze."
You were hustling before hustling. Goddamn.
Right. I feel bad for his girlfriend though, but so, and I looked and I'm just like, all right, and I still wasn't making money. So then fast forward, I just closed down my OnlyFans. I think I cleared like $50 because a lot of people, when I made it free, that's when I got a whole bunch of subscribers. And I'm like, this seemed like the Walmart platforms. No shade to Walmart, but I'm just like, I can't, certain things, you got to find what works for you. So I found that platform doesn't work for me. So I'm on So Spoiled, and I actually found that by following the UK Glamour Awards. And I was seeing these girls, because I'm on the Babe Station, which they emailed me. They was like, you gotta stream. Like, we want you. And I'm like, dang, all right. So
Damn.
I just bust up in there. I'm like, what's up? Like,
it's just funny. The streaming services calling her ass like, look, we just need you to be on that streaming service. Just cut to the bullshit.
My profile is idle, but I'm up there. And so so I found So Spoiled, and I really have no followers, but I'll have guys tip through there. So they'd be like, I want to tip through there because it's discreet. Or I'll have them tip through Spank Pay. So, and it's a better layout. They have an app. And a lot of people don't want free content. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. I really didn't do well with OnlyFans, but why I did split.
Don't feel bad. I only made $30 on OnlyFans the whole time I was on the bitch.
I'm like, I thought it was just me. I'm like, what? But I could go on like Loyal Fans, or I could go on. I'm like, and just make money. I'm like, what is going on?
But see, the problem is that because OnlyFans became so mainstream, everyone thinks that every girl on OnlyFans is making buku dollars. No, they're not. It's a very small percentage that even doing a good enough living to where they don't need a 9-to-5.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, and they still bumping girls off slowly but surely.
Oh, yeah, because at one point I couldn't even log in, and then I like to get feedback from clients, and then I'll go back to your question about me spreading myself on platforms. But I asked him, I said, hey babe, like, how did you find me? And he was like, well, it said girls from Michigan, and some of your videos were leaked. He said, but I thought I would subscribe to see. And I was like, I really don't like that. I've never heard that from any of the other platforms, and I'm not based in Michigan. And how were my videos leaked? So it's just, and then when I looked, it said Aspen Cavalli's free, leaked videos. It's a whole page. So I'm just like, what? I don't have this problem out of Loyal Fans or So Spoiled or Fab House or I'm on Fin Message. So that's based in the Netherlands. And I'm just like, I didn't like it. So I closed it down.
Yeah. Because it's one, anything that you're able to download, they can put it somewhere else if allowed to. And probably,
I'm always a student. I'm learning. Like, it may look like because I got all this stuff, boom, boom, boom. But I'm just like, what? Like, I'm learning something new every day.
I mean, I ain't gonna front. Thanks to the bootleggers, I was able to find scenes that I lost. I was like, wait a second, I lost that one. Let me get that back. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. I've been looking for that scene. I thought I was going in the wind.
But again, like how we were talking about, the whole selling of the dream about I can be an overnight sensation, being a webcam model. Oh, I hear girls, I'm gonna just stop working and making OnlyFans. Well, you better not stop working like that.
Because it's an up and down. People keep forgetting. This business is based off of sales.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing what is necessary to continue to consistently.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can see you done froze for a second.
Oh my goodness. Let me see. I don't know what happened.
It's everything.
All right. Boom.
Okay. Let me see you
Okay.
like come back in. Days you came
Yeah.
back in. Say I
Hold
had
on.
to go to commercial. I had to go to commercial. I had to go to commercial.
Commercial
But
break. Yeah.
but like I said, when it comes to women understanding this business,
Mhm.
you have to get multiple platforms because the point is each platform has different type of clientele,
Yes.
traffic, and the whole nine. And you might have some fans that, like for example, with Fat House,
Yeah.
my money comes from subscriptions.
Right.
Period. I mean, yeah, they might watch the video, but it really comes from subscriptions. Then you got X videos that video sharing. That's where the money's at. So it's good to have different platforms
Mhm.
because you have platforms that shut down because AVN Star shut down at one point in
And I
time.
wanted to join, and it said, "Thanks for sharing the memories." And I'm like, "What?" And so, to answer your question, it's just kind of like, because I've worked basically all my life. I've been working, oh my gosh, a since a young one, since a young tot, and so I've always had multiple jobs. So I remember at one point before the world shut down, which I probably needed a break. I was working at Sunglass Hut. I was a makeup artist, a nail tech. While I was working at the casino, I was hustling the guys there. I had one old guy that would sit in my chair and just tip me like six. And at the time, that was a lot because it really wasn't popping out there at the
Mm-hmm.
spa out. It's the casino out live spa.
Yeah, I
And
know you're talking about.
and he would say, just hold my hand and I'm gonna give you $60.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would come back like every couple of days. So that's 60 plus the commission. And then plus, I think he would leave another tip. And I'm just like, then I don't know if he told, people, because guys was like, oh, just come hold my hand, or how do I look? And I'm like, okay. But then I told a girl, and then she told the manager. So that was just job after job. I think I had at one point like 5 jobs. So I always keep that hustler mentality when I'm doing this. I'm like, I'm not gonna solely, put my eggs in one basket, because like you said, this site could shut down. I was scared about Sex Panther because I know I got emails saying, oh, you can't text anymore, but it's only through the phone because something about the communication and the bill that was passed. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But I didn't really worry because I'm spread out. But just to
Yeah.
put it all into one, and if that, like you said, AVN stars, if that shuts down, you're screwed. But that's just like having, and a lot of people in my vanilla life when I was working in the workplace, they would get mad because I would literally work a job. I'd be like, I'm here for 4 hours, I gotta bounce. They were like, why? I'm like, because you're not gonna pay me in 2 days. I gotta do this liquor job and I'll be back. And they're like, well, we could give you I'm like, but see, that's not gonna work out. I can't, because from being fired, let me tell you, I've been fired, suspended. I need to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. So I'm just like, from being fired and putting all my eggs in one job, I've learned to be like, okay, let me do this. It's kind of like being the Diddy in the sex industry. Like, you gotta be, all right, I'm doing vodka, I'm doing this, I'm shimmying in this video. So it's like, I wanna be like that, like just a mogul.
Oh, most definitely. So
Mogul.
with the brand, tell us about your brand ambassador gig with the liquor that you
Okay,
about to
so
quit.
I actually do one tomorrow. So I basically walk around the bars and be like, try this free shot of Tito's, and then that's that. I've done events. I've done like a Nike event, which was
Oh,
fun,
nice.
but I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to be on camera, and the camera went like in front of me, and I'm like, please don't. And a couple of guys, they came up and they were like, I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, no. Because I was like, I don't. This is my thing. I'm like, I don't think with my following, like I thought you had to have like millions or thousands of
Oh
followers.
no. Oh
Somebody looked
no.
at me.
Oh
and,
no.
and then I'm doing another liquor job. It was for On the Rocks. It was a liquor brand called On the Rocks. And this old guy was with his wife. He said, you look so familiar. And I'm like, I just have that familiar face. Like, I just have that familiar face. But I was out Hunt Valley at the Nike thing and ESPN. It was the ESPN women's lacrosse event. And they kept putting the camera on me. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, no.
The
Because,
producer was like, yeah, point at her. She's gorgeous. Point at her. She's gorgeous.
oh goodness.
That's why they kept putting the camera in your face.
But people are still not accepting. I honestly, my thing is, I don't care because I'm just like, if you stumble upon it, you stumble upon it. Like if family stumbles upon it, oh well, you know, you're not putting money in my pocket. I'm not really explaining myself. Some people were like, I'm surprised you didn't get into it earlier. So yeah.
Oh, trust me, people in my town were not surprised that I did porn. They were like,
Yeah.
they thought I would get in my 20s. They're like, what you weigh in your 30s for, man? Yeah, they do something I didn't at the time.
Right. That's what I was like. What do you mean by that?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, of course, when things, because we people don't never talk about the ups and downs of the money.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm ready to talk about that.
So we gonna speak about the ups and downs of the money and what some of the things that you do to help pick up the traffic, pick up the sales, and all that.
So currently, I'm dealing with that with a rouser. Like I said, I'm not trash talking, but I've noticed if you're pulling in a certain amount of money, I don't know if they block you on certain sites because I'm raking it in. And like, you know, I ask because like I said, I get feedback. I say, hey, can you see it's this guy that we always like DM and stuff like that just to keep in touch. And I say, hey, can you see my button? Like I have all of my buttons on. I have my text, my call, my video. He was like, I can't see you on my end, but it's on my end. So, you know, I emailed the owner. I was like, hey, is everything good? I never got a response back. I've not been on a rouser. I think I got paid from them. They pay every week. I got paid on Monday. No, Tuesday, because they're based in Canada. And it's been nothing. I literally had 45 cents. I wish I could send a screenshot. 45 cents. And I've been with them for a year. And I'm like, that's one of the downs. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. But if I wasn't spread out on different platforms, then I'd be SOL. Yeah. So what I do for that, I'll be like, hey, you can email me. Here's all my links. You know, I'm pushing. I even like to do it, and I have to put Reddit on all my links. So I like to go on Reddit. I'm not on Instagram anymore because they flag you for the littlest. I'm just like, I can't do it. Like it's too much. But I go on forums. You know, I'll go back and, you know, reach out to old clients, not even old clients, but the ones that I haven't talked to in a while, because some are busy with work, some are away, some can't get on. I'm just like, hey, just know that I'm here and I know you want to chat. I know you want to have fun. But yeah, people, they just see, you know, the ups. They're like, oh, you making money. It's like, it's been slow. I haven't been on there. It's 45, you know, from you know, a couple of hundred a week, you know, or close to 1,000. And I'm like, damn, am I raking in too much money where they can't, you know, pay it out enough? You know what I mean? And,
I mean, you'd be surprised because it's kind of like even with like X videos, they try to stagger it to where you kind of stagger it a little bit to where they're not paying out too much to where they damn near paying out every 2 weeks. Once you hit the Workman call, which is which that's just some of these places do. Yeah. You know, period. Plus you also gotta remember that a lot of these cats got servers, programs or what have you, and they're glitches. You know, period. Like for example, like on my Chrome, I can't even check my mini vids. I got to go on another browser just to look at my mini vids to see how much I make on my music videos or take a look at it. You know, period and stuff. So it's kind of like they still getting the kinks. The only people that don't have any kinks is Clips for Sale because Clips for Sale ain't really changed over but so much. Right. You know, period. I'm signed up with Clips for Sale.
I gotta put my ass fetish videos on there.
Clips for Sale is strong with fetish. Yeah. And what people don't realize, they are the standard and they're the most accepted site across the world because they have a lot of people don't understand. Some of these different countries have different things that they will accept. Yeah. So Clip for Sale is kind of more accepted in more countries than that of the OnlyFans. Because OnlyFans, you may not see that in China, but you might see Clip for Sale in China. You know, a lot of people don't think about that. That's why I tell them, no, get a Clip for Sale. You know, X Videos is good. Fap House is good. I got on them when they was X Hamster Premium or whatever the fuck it was, and then they got bought out and became Fap House. And
right, because it's over there when you make a Fap House.
Yeah.
And to like piggyback on what you said, how I make up for that, because for the whole month of November, I think I like broke down. So in the vanilla life with my brand ambassador jobs, people, they canceled. They're cutting hours. They're doing this. I'm like, oh my gosh, literally all my jobs were canceled. Then I'm like, okay, Arouse is slow. This one's slow. That one, Sex Panther was going through some bullshit with the, oh, you can't sex right now. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So what I'll tell the girls or guys, anybody, try to push for independence. So have an email, create a newsletter, which is in the works. You'll see my newsletter. I like to approach things too with the old school way, because that kind of never goes out of style. So I have a lot of people that email me. I was texting a guy and I was like, hey, you want to text? And I never do this, but I gave out my personal number because he was just so open. He like emailed me from his work number, from his work mail. And I said, you can't be so messy. Like, you will get somebody that's crazy. But and he was like, I'm feeling you. He broke it off with me today because I think he got a little bit too, but he'll be back.
He got you in his feelings.
Yeah,
I'm in love with you.
Yeah, he was like, I gotta be better. I gotta be, and I'm like, what? You just you got an itch that need to be scratched. Like, it's not that serious, but like whatever, like, and I was like, and so he goes, I just hope you don't try to blackmail me. Or I said, was that a fetish? Do you want me to do that? I'm not gonna do that. But if you want me to, it seems like you want me to. And he was like, no. I was like, so stop saying that. But with him, we were emailing, and I tried it. That's why you'll see I always have like all my links in my email, because a lot of guys, they like discretion, and I'm big on this. And so email is kind of the best. And then I'll be like, okay, here's my form of payments. And that's that, because it has been slow. I'm like, the month of November, and even coming into this month, I'm just like, all right, it seems like pushing for independence works for me. But I'm definitely going to take you up on that Clips for Sale, because I have one.
Clips for Sale is...
Yeah.
I've been with them from the beginning. When I first got the business in 2000.
And you're OG, so you know.
Yeah, so I was with Clips for Sale when you could sell DVDs, people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been that many years. Yes. and I hate DVDs went out of style, because man, that was 75% of my money.
Yeah.
And I used to make good money with clips. You know what I'm saying? It used to be a time where all you needed was Clips for Sale. You didn't need no other site, because that's where I was making most of my money from. Well, that was the only site I really had. I tried to get Rude.com, but I didn't get Rude.com until like finally was accepted to be a producer to like maybe 2 years before they shut down. And I was like, that's some bullshit. Y'all wouldn't let me in when the money was good. Now you're gonna let me in when y'all about to close down.
I'm on Sex Panther. We need more guys.
I mean, I heard had some people talk to me about doing some voice stuff where I'm the dirty grandpa or the dirty uncle and shit like that.
Oh yeah, and they need more guys. Because that's where the guy that I was just talking about, he's in finance, he's in this. It's a lot of like legit people on there that are just like, oh my gosh, I love your stuff because I saw it on Twitter. I'm gonna follow you. And
But see, the thing is that dudes, which I never had that hang up because I understood this a long time ago. We're going to be playing to the gay fan base when we do this shit, because trust me, there not too many women are going to talk to us on Sex Panther.
It's a guy on there, and I was like, he with the whip. Like I said, I like to bust up in there. I think just go for it.
Yeah. I plan to test it out. Don't get it twisted, Yeah. Because I had a male paid pig before, Yeah. He's started to get cheap, so I had to let him go. plus I'm a dom in my normal life, so I don't mind having male slaves or female slaves.
Right.
Period. It's just funny how people think because if you a male dom, you have male slaves, you're gay. No, you had nothing to do with being gay. People don't understand dominatrix. Period. It's an energy thing. It's an energy exchange. It's a power exchange. It's not necessarily sexual. It's more on the mental aspect of things. Period. Not necessarily emotional.
Yeah, and it's different things that they want to, be controlled. Like they want to be told what to do, or they want to be told. It's so much. Like you said, that tapping into that entire kink market. I'm still learning. I'm just like, I did not know.
It is a very lucrative kink market because one, they believe in authenticity. and they can smell bullshit when they see it, you
Yeah.
know. So that's why I tell, like, even if it's a porn scene where it's a slut training or what have you, the more authentic it is, the better it's going to sell. Because
Right.
if they can smell that you ain't a dom and you trying to do some dom shit, they ain't buying that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They ain't buying that shit by no
It
means.
translate. Like they can just your whole appearance and your demeanor. Like I've been like this even before, I started really doing, getting into the industry. So I would like
Yeah,
boss guys around and because I'm like, dang, I don't attract in my YouTube video for Tempted. I'm like, here's the secret.
yeah.
Attract a dominant man, but I always attract the guy that's like, oh, tell me what to do. And I'm like, all right. They can be like 6 feet and some change. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm pointing my finger. So
See, I always love an alpha woman because I love a woman that's my equal
yeah.
mentally and in stature.
Yeah.
You know, that she can put me in my place just as easy as I can put her in her place. I don't like weak women as it is, no
Yeah.
way. And they're just the dom in me. If I'm going to submit to you, you got to be a strong ass woman for me to bow down.
Right. And I like the client because he was about to be one of my favorites, and he was like, I want to like, test out my dominant side. And he was like, yeah, so can I do that? And I'm like, you're asking permission. So now let me take the reins. Let me do this because you're not dominant. And I ended up telling like, guys, they say that, like you said, I can tell like you're dominant just from like talking and the way
Yeah.
you talk. Like he was just like, oh, sorry. Oh, and I'm like, no, you don't apologize. Oh, nope, I got you.
Oh no, I'm a dominant. The only woman that I submit to is my wife. Goddamn, she the dominant in our relationship. I ain't ashamed to say it. She had the bigger coffee cup and everything. So I pray. I got the little cup, small cup. I wanted to do a joke where I said, and like, this is my coffee cup.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put down my wife's coffee cup, and that thing is way bigger. I said, who you think is the alpha in the relationship? There you go, guys.
Oh
Oh
god.
my
Yeah, but
God.
I've always been the alpha. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like I talk about it in my podcast how when I was this guy who was a former male dancer and we
Yeah.
went down to 4 seasons and all of a sudden he got shot and he was like he looked like Cisco with tattoos. And he's like, can you grab us a seat? Can you do this? And I'm like, oh again? Okay. I'm like, golly. I'm like, just strap on a pair of balls to me because at this point it's like, what? God damn.
No, I ain't even go front. Have you pegged the guy yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, I can smell the big dick energy from you when you got on the damn thing. I said, she either peg or willing to peg a dude. God dang it.
I was about to say, I will though. I'm open to it. I will. But I haven't though. I haven't yet.
Have you had requests for it?
Did so I did get a few emails and I'm just like, okay. But I
I'm
haven't
surprised you ain't ran to a dude that's willing to let you do it though. Especially the fact that you in the DMV area. I mean,
so fun fact, I've been single for a couple of years, but even when I was in relationships, no guys ever they probably didn't want to, how can I put it, express that. Because people haven't tapped into that side of themselves. A lot of people haven't. So
oh yeah, because it's just funny. I just love talking to my peg buddies, from Giselle Lane to my girl Ferret, Killer Queen. Shouts out to all of them, what have you. I kind of love talking to female doms because it's just funny to hear how they do the dudes, and it just be like it'd be just funny as hell. They be especially dude got dreads. They be pulling his hair back. You be seeing the picture. They be digging him, fucking his shit out his ass out.
just going at it. I know. Who follows me? I think King Queens follows me, and I follow like a bunch of doms. And when I see like the photos and videos, I'm just like, look at them going at it.
So, are you planning to go to any of the conventions this coming year?
So I learned about the conventions this year. Like I literally, because I was trying to get my stuff going, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's a whole like, Exotica and this, that. I know you're probably like, how didn't you know that? I really didn't, because I just was like, I'm trying to set up my brand. So probably I'm gonna just shoot for next year. I'm gonna just shoot
because you got what XBiz, you got the Exoticas, ABN is next month. Yes, people. By the time you hear this, ABN's been done, so I already recorded. It's good to go to conventions, one, to network with other people,
Yeah.
and also to get information,
Right.
as well as to you might run into a couple of your fans or what have you.
Yeah.
Period. And you might even, and plus you also get to run into my homegirl like Giselle Lane, since y'all,
Okay.
dominatrix, dose of love,
I gotta follow
man.
her. I gotta follow her. I've seen her name, like you know how people retweet.
Yeah.
And I'm just so busy like posting or commenting and just trying to interact and looking at DMs. And I'm like, all right,
If
so
you
I gotta
go
follow.
to the Exoticas and Giselle there, hang out with Giselle.
Okay.
Yeah, she's truly a dom,
Okay.
female dom. Yes, she pegs the dudes down. She
Okay.
pegs them down. You might get no. They do peg gangbangs.
Oh
That's all I'm
my
gonna say.
goodness.
They do peg gangbangs. Yes, the dude
Okay.
get his ass banged out by 3 or 4 female
I'm
doms.
here for it. Yeah, but I'm shooting for next year. So just because, like I said, I'm a planner. I'm so
Yeah.
like meticulous. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna shoot for next year because I don't
Yeah.
want to rush and
Mhm.
and by that time I'll probably have an even bigger following. And
Yeah.
yeah, I had one fan because he knows me from Naked News, and he was like, "Will I be seeing you at Exotica?" And I'm like, "No." Next year. And then somebody else said, "Am I gonna?" I'm like, "No." I was like, "Dang, like, all right, I love y'all too."
Oh my
So
God. So good night. I already know after this interview, Charles. Actually, when I do the thank you tweet, I already know a bunch of dudes gonna hit you up, try to do boy
I'm having
girl, what
fun.
have you.
I'm having fun. We gonna
Yeah,
chop it up.
I'm loving it. But like I said, it is to me. I was looking to see did she do boy girl. I was like, sometimes she don't do it. And I tell any female this when it comes to boy girl.
Yeah.
Um, do it. Never let them have. Never let the industry have more content than you have yourself.
Right.
And because as everyone knows, and I've been talking about it, there's now a little chlamydia situation going on in the porn industry
I
as we
saw.
spare the recorder of this. And part of the things of being a porn star,
Mhm.
because is curbing your sexual life and being responsible
Mhm.
with your sex or what have you. That's why they take the TTS or what have you. Used to be time they accept the health department test. That was back in my day. That's over with now. So so it's kind of like no, but like I said, to me, a lot of girls get into doing the boy girl because either their fans are telling them to do it
Mhm.
or they're not making money with the other shit.
Yeah.
Kind of a necessity.
Right.
So with you, you're not in a necessity mode for it.
Right. And
So period.
and I'll answer that at first because we had talked about that first. At first, I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, should I do it?" Because I'm getting these offers and I'm seeing the money, and I'm just like, but I want to be able, like you said, to call the shots. I don't want you to be like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she needs it. She's gonna do this or she's gonna do
Mm-hmm.
that." And it's just like, no. I think everybody should have a choice with who they want to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Because me, I know I'm gonna just be the problematic one. I'm called the problematic Virgo. I'm gonna say, wait, the scene. Can we be over by the fireplace? We need a bigger house. Y'all got the budget. Like, no. I'm gonna be like, I don't know if you've seen one of those rap documentaries, and they was like, yeah, we was digging in the white man's pockets, like how
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes had the
Yeah.
videos. And, yeah, I'm gonna stretch that budget out. Like, no, we not gonna do that. I'm gonna say,
Well,
turn the heat up cold.
but see, the thing of it is that why I said with females,
Yeah.
it's not about how many dicks you fuck, it's about fucking the right dicks.
Right.
So, um, which was that because this is actually a question, because I always ask me a question. When the time comes that you do decide to do boy girl, what do the guy has to bring to the table for you to say that forget pay gig? We talking about content because that what females gotta understand. It's good to have paid gigs,
Yeah.
but content is motherfucking key.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, that motherfucker can take that scene, continue to make money, while your ass is broke, wondering what the fuck gonna happen. So with
Content.
that being said,
Yeah.
yeah. So with that being said, what do a guy have to bring to the table for
Mm.
you when the time comes for you to say, yeah, I'll work with him, I'll shoot with him?
On the business side, you have to be professional. So I got to know, of course, he's going to have a following because, he's probably going to be the vet or whatever
Yeah.
case may be, but just promoting things like that. You have to be business oriented. On the personal side, as far as doing it, we all have to be comfortable. I've heard some stories like, oh, he got a little rough, he got this, and I'll be like, that's when that vulnerable come out. Like I'm like, that's when the DMX come out. Like,
yeah.
what's going? So
Yeah.
So everybody just has to be in sync.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta be cool. I
Yeah.
just heard too many, and I think that's what stopped me from doing it too, because I've heard too many horror stories, and I'm not looking at the negative. I'm just like,
Well, see, that's part of. All right, for example, like one of my co-hosts, Kelly Sheehan.
Yeah.
She lived out west. I told her, hit my man Richard Mann. Why not send her to Richard Mann? Richard Mann's a legend. He does this. He's a humble guy.
Right.
One of the things that us as male time must understand is the first discussion of anything that happens is boundaries. Yeah. What are you into? What is cool to do? What is not cool to do? Yeah. Period. Also making her feel comfortable on set, not being too thirsty. It's okay to be flirty.
Yeah.
But not thirsty, period. Like with me, I help girls lotion up because they might ask, can you lotion my back? Okay, cool. I'm not sitting there trying to fill her up, period. I used to have girls sit there and say, you don't like me because you ain't trying to fill on my ass. I'm like, boo, I'm trying to be professional over here. I don't want you to think that I'm a pervert or some shit.
Right. And that's what I'm gonna piggyback on that too. I'm like, is this how you guys act in your personal life? Because I just thought that translates over. Like it's like you're not gonna, be overly just creepy.
No, we can't because the industry is small. Right. And ladies talk. And the worst reputation a guy can have is being thirsty. Right. Yeah, because one, the producer ain't gonna want to fuck with you because that means they're gonna feel that you might not come on that set clean. Right. Because they figure, like you said, translate to off camera. Because if you do this on set, we already, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Two, a lot of these women are married. Right. Got a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they're there to do the work to get paid or do the work to get this content to make their money. Now, granted, for some of the women, they pick the guy based off of it. One, would they fucking personally, period. But that don't mean would they fucking personally. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that's the beauty of this era compared to eras past. Yeah. Paid gigs, you may not have a choice who the fuck you fuck on camera. Right. Content, you do. Period. There's content houses. Yeah. There's guys that you can reach out to that they might be in your neck of the woods you can shoot with. Yeah. Period. But what you want is a guy that is experienced. Yeah. That has been in the business.
The OG.
Yeah. Period. Like, I can name him off the top of my dome. Rome Major. Fonzo Lays. Shouts out to that, my boy. Got them Unique up in New York. I keep saying his fucking name wrong. Artemix, my man Rico Blaze. Okay. Mr. Mysterious, them boys out west with you know what I'm saying, Rough the Pussy Bandit, shouts out to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Ace Hard, shouts out to him. Richard Mann. These are some of the guys that I was seeing girls too, because I know they're professional and they're going to treat her with respect. If girls want to do a content house, holler at Mr. Nuts. You're gonna get your work in, and ain't gonna be no bullshit. Okay. Because the point being is your brand also encompasses the guys that you fuck. Right. Period. It's like I had a female say she don't want to deal with no guys, like, for example, my girl go fuck me. She said, how they look, me fucking a frumpy dude. No, I need a dude with some muscle and look like a thug. When you look at it, it kind of make fucking sense because it wouldn't look right with her with a frumpy dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like your brand encompasses not only what you shoot, also who you shoot with. Yeah. Period. So, and also, when you're doing content, you're going to want it to look a certain way. Yeah. You're going to want it to have a certain feel and certain look and certain ambiance because people can feel the energy through the screen. Yeah. And once again, the more professional it looks, the better the fan feels about paying the prices you're asking for.
Right, because it's just like seeing a movie. Like you don't want to see bullshit. You want to see something quality.
Yeah.
So
Because the thing about the big argument was a lot of these motherfuckers have about these OnlyFans. I'm spending all this money on this paywall, and you can't even clean up your goddamn room.
with stuff in the back.
You wearing a straight up bonnet. Now I understand the scene.
Yeah.
You supposed to wear a bonnet, but no, you just wearing a bonnet, just going to town. I can see the baby crib in the background. What the fuck?
And that's what I've seen. I know people have their own niche or whatnot, but I know with me, I like to take control. And so I would want to go full force. And like I said, I like the OGs. You know, I would like to take it back to the 90s where I direct an entire scene. And I would probably work him so hard. He'd be like, look, I'm tired. You want me to say these lines? You want me to say, all right, let's go.
Shit, no, there's some male talent be like, they be game for that shit. Like, let's do it.
Really?
Because no, it's like this. One, those talents like a female that's about her business.
Yeah.
You know, two, they don't want a groupie. Yeah. And three, if they know that if you're that serious about your scene, that means that scene is going to turn out good and it's going to make money because you're going to dot the I's and cross the T's with it.
Right.
You know, period. Versus she just coming on set just any kind of way.
Right.
She ain't worried about whether the lighting is gonna be right.
Oh.
She ain't even got a nice outfit and none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, she don't come with an idea. She just there. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So trust me.
You asked me that. You was like, would I ever do like boy girl? But it's just like I have these like scenes in my head because I like to write scripts and I even script out my podcast and I write erotica. I don't know if you saw that on my link. But I have it and I'm like, dang, that would be like a dope scene. And then I'm just like, okay. And then I even thought of like a Christmas musical scene.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, like just, I'm creative and I'm just like that would like really resonate on camera, like on some Rogers and Hammer time shit. But then let's go at it. So it's just like I don't know. I think I think I could do it. I'm.
Oh no. But see, here's the other thing I tell females.
Yeah.
Don't rush it.
Yeah, I don't want to rush.
Because it's a natural. It's moderation. It's a natural because you're prepping and training your fan base. Right. Because the last frontier for you is the boy girl. So when you finally do it, your fan base then been built up that they waiting for that. Buying. They waiting for that, and they're ready to buy it. You know, period. And then, like I said, you already got variety there, but you just added to the variety because now you just add to your repertoire, boy, girl. Okay. You know, period. The only thing left after boy, girl is, okay, how freaky and nasty you going to take it? We're going to see gang bangs. We're going to see bukkake. We're going to see DP. Is she going to do anal? You know, is she going to do girl? You know, threesomes and stuff of that nature. But I tell females, you do it in succession. You know, period. Because the simple fact that once you do it, now they're going to expect it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to do it so much that you bore your fan base. That's the reason why I tell girls, implement role play. Just don't do straight fuck scenes the whole goddamn time. Because now
I want
people want stories.
So if it is straight that, the ambiance needs to be right. Like if it's just that, even if it's like for a few minutes, but I want the whole shebang. And then I said, if I do start, I don't want to come off as like that workaholic annoying, like here comes Aspen. I'm like, all right, guys, let's go. I got the script. Because I'm like that even in my work life. Like I'm not like, how can I put it? I'm not like I've been called like the laziest, hardest working person, but I'm not like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like I'm just like, I remember being in the salon, I want to say for a whole, wait, I was at Macy's because I had a lot of jobs. I think I worked there for about 13 hours and I took a 2-hour break and they was like, she keep going, like everybody thought I did cocaine. People ask me that I do cocaine. I said, well, no, one, that's expensive. And two, no, like I'm gonna die like at work. Like, no, I said, but I think it's just me. Like, I'm like, dang, I'm getting this money. This is every week. And we gonna make this fun. I was like, so you go right there. So cause we were in the men's fragrance section. It was commission. I'm like, all right, you go right there. I said, all right, this the guy coming in and like you to smell his neck when you spray the cologne on him. I said, all right, here come this local rapper. You know, he gonna be coming. Like, and I
Mm.
would already have it set up. And they would love to work with me, but some people would get annoyed because of how I work. But at the same time, we all made money. And
You know something?
that's
I'm gonna tell you what's so funny, right?
what.
I'm manifesting this. I would love to see a threesome scene with her and Quincy Rowe, just to hear the Baltimore accent conversation between. Oh my God, that shit would man have me orgasm over this bitch.
I gotta
Cause
follow him.
yeah, look up Quincy Rowe, cause she from
Okay.
Baltimore. She in the DMV or what have you,
Okay.
Like I said, and two, hook up with my man DC Hard, because
Okay.
he does photography and all that shit. You got photography right there in your neck of the woods. As well as my man Ty Stokes from Carmen Entertainment. He's in the
Okay.
DC area as well. You know,
Is my accent that thick?
no, baby, I love it. I love it. Cause it just be funny. Cause it be like, cause even like with Jesse Hilarious, that's why I love Jesse Hilarious,
Yeah.
because you can just hear the hell out of that Baltimore accent. I'm like, that shit is so sexy to
And
me.
you know, speaking of her, so I did comedy because I wanted to break into that. So I was at Magoobies. This
Ooh.
was, oh my gosh, was it 2020? But I did it. I just went straight for it. And they said that was like the big time. That's like one of the big clubs here.
Mm.
And the guy said, well, I thought that was just hilarious up there. I said, well, don't say that yet. I said, don't say that. And I said, no. I said, because even if she was in the audience scene, because you know how just hilarious. And I'm just like, wait, you know, I just was telling true stories and people were coming to me and they were like, you know, you could really do this. And I was like, all right, because my mom, she encouraged me. She was like, you should do it. And I'm like, you think I'm that funny? And she was like, if you can make me laugh, then, because she don't laugh at nothing, but she'll laugh at me. And so I tried to go out New York and Gotham, and I was about to go. And then he tells me, yeah, Jerry Seinfeld coming back and Tracy Morgan. I'm like, well, they already rich. And so he couldn't believe I said that. He was like, well, who the hell are you? I said, man, I'm Aspen. Like, what? Like, what? They already got their money. They already, like, what are they coming back for? Like, I know if they go up there, ain't nobody gonna want to see me. Like, they need to go last or something.
They need to go last. I don't need to
go last. Like, and if I was
that's the hell if I come behind.
Yeah, if I was to see them, I'd be like, come on, y'all already got y'all money. Like, look. So yeah. But yeah, she's definitely super funny though. She's super
yes, most definitely. So people, we came to the end. I didn't hear this lady up here. And
I hope I'm not talking your head off.
Oh no. You're not talking about. Actually, she's going. We gonna bring her back, people, because we didn't even get to be there. It's so much, you know. And so with that being said, like I asked all my guests, can I call you a smoke buddy?
Say it again.
Can I call you a smoke buddy?
A smoke buddy? Yeah, I mean, I haven't smoked in years, but I definitely used to blaze up. I used to blaze up. Hey, let me tell you a funny story. Look, I hope I'm not keeping you.
No, you good, baby.
Man, I was over my dad's house, and you know, I used to do wake and bake. This was in high school, and so he had left out, and I'm smoking, and then I hear the door coming. I'm like, he's supposed to be leaving out for work. I throw the blunt under the bed. I almost lit the whole fucking room on fire. He goes, somebody smoking weed in here? I said, I don't know. It might be. I said, it was on fire under the bed. So I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh. So yeah, I used to though. I used to listen to a lot of Wiz Khalifa, like his old stuff, and like I used to, but I don't anymore. I mean, but yeah, you definitely can.
Oh yeah. Well, with that being said, people, you heard what she said. She will be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and I'm going to bring her back on the Premium Smoke Room. Y'all know what it is. $4.99 a month, 7 premium podcasts for you to listen to, and you can only listen to it on Spotify. So you have to go to my Anchor account, which is in the description, and you must subscribe. And you must do it with the same email that you have your Spotify account with, and then you can go over to Spotify and watch the full episodes. And what happens in the Premium Smoke Room, we get more wilder, we get more nastier, we get more crazier. The girls might flash the camera, they might be nude, they might suck on a lollipop or a popsicle or what have you, but they won't be playing with a dildo because I'm not about to get banned on Spotify. So with that being said, she will be back in the Premium Smoke Room, so we don't know what she might do for you people or what have you. And we're going to talk even more candid and more real and get more honest. It is the safe space for the porn stars and the sex workers. So with that being said, tell everybody where they can spend money on you, baby.
Say it again.
Tell everybody where they can spend money on you, that moolah.
Well, go to all of my links and you can go. Please go to my So Spoiled. I need more moolah. I desire more moolah on my So Spoiled. You can go to my Fab House. Look at my 2 videos. But really, my So Spoiled, my loyal fans. And you can also, phone sex is not outdated. Please call me on talktome.com.
And you ain't on Night Flirts.
I was
about to say.
I'm on Night Flirts, but I can't listen. I can't get any. It is not. I can't get any traction. I don't know if people use it as much. I get a lot on talktome.com.
I'm gonna tell you this now, because I know you're on Instagram. Look up Paisley Hayes.
Wait, I'm not on Instagram anymore.
Okay, then look up on Twitter Paisley Hayes. Actually, she's on YouTube also. Paisley Hayes.
Paisley Hayes.
And she breaks down Night Flirts.
Okay.
And actually talk to her directly because she can give you some serious tips on how to get money with Night Flirts. And her YouTube channel is booming. Y'all need to check out Paisley Hayes, Doobie for Dollars. And her YouTube page, Doobie for Dollars, where she interview rappers and all that, as well as her Paisley Hayes channel, where she gives you tips about night flirt and about sex work and the whole nine. And trust me, y'all should pay her for some of the advice that she gives you, because it's money making advice. Trust me, people.
Okay.
So you should check out
Sex Panther too. And also, guys, I just lowered my rates because of the holidays. I'm considerate. So it was $5 a minute to call me. So now it's $2 and more longer time, just because I wanted to do something special. Like, yeah.
There you
so
go.
Sex Panther.
And you can hear that sexy Baltimorean accent. It's just so turned on. Every time she say do or my dick just jump like, hey, you from Baltimore.
I'm telling you, you're smart, because a lot of people, they read that interview and they're like, oh, you're from Tulsa. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I reside there, but
trust me, I know the accent. I can't help it. I grew up with that motherfucker hard. Yeah. So with that being said, people, you know how we end this all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Smoke this over. Smoke this over. There you go. Say goodbye to the people, sexy.
Ciao. Good night, guys.
Oh, and just for me, show them the booty. Show them the booty real quick. Show them the booty real quick. Yes, people. Now imagine what she gonna do in the premium smoke room. Y'all go goddamn subscribe. We out.
Thank you for having me, babe.
No doubt.